Hey, welcome back to JRPG Academy. I'm Michael, and we're going to be talking about 5 confirmed JRPGs for 2022. Now, during the pandemic, we've definitely been seeing a lot of games get pushed back and not come out and just not have a release date. There are a few I can say right now that definitely don't have a release date, like, I don't know, Final Fantasy 16, still waiting on a release date for that. So, yeah, I'm hoping that this list will help you get over the fact that there's still so many games that we have not gotten release dates for. But these here are the 5 that I know, hopefully, through faith, they're coming out this year. First up, we have the unexpected RTS title from Square Enix called Xenoblade Chronicles. Now, when I saw this at the State of Play, I was like, what is this? I was like, first of all, I'm not used to Square Enix coming out with new IPs. Like, that's rare. They haven't been doing a lot of new IPs in a very, very long time. So to see a new IP automatically piqued my interest. And then the fact that it's kind of like this, I don't know, this weird kind of, I don't know, diorama style medieval type game. Like, I like the fact that they're trying something new with a different art style and aesthetic, because usually Square Enix, they go for the same almost copy and paste art style in games. Like, they kind of go for the hyper realism a lot of times. So if you see stuff like this, or you try to go for like the really old school retro 2D HD thing they're doing, so this is definitely something completely different from both of those aesthetically concerned. So I was already like, okay, this is cool, I like it a little bit, even though right here I'm like, oh, those mouths don't really move very well, they're kind of stiff. Which I get they could have put like dolls, I guess it's kind of like what they were going for. But this is where I got excited when I saw the actual game. Like, oh, this is gameplay. Oh, cool. And I saw like how polished it looks, pretty good so far for the gameplay. Like, I love this kind of like this RTS style like tactical RPG thing they're going for. Like, this is definitely something completely outside of the norm for them. I think the last game they've done that's like tactical RPG and probably Tactics. A long time ago, like Tactics and Tactics Advance. So this is definitely something fresh and new, because if they only do usually turn-based RPGs, or you do like usual action RPGs, so to have something like a real-time RTS game done by Square Enix, like, this is really exciting stuff. This is new. I'm excited to see something new from them, and yeah, this looks like pretty good. My interest is definitely peaked, and it was confirmed for this year release. Doesn't have a complete release date yet. Hopefully by the time the summer comes around, we'll have a full actual like release date for this. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles, definitely looking forward to that. All right, let's go up to our next game, which is from the almost deceased series, the Valkyrie Profile series. We have a brand new game in the franchise called Valkyrie Elysium. And one of the things that really struck me about this is the fact that they're doing a pretty different battle system for this. Like, normally with Valkyrie Profile games, they're always turn-based, and the gimmick is that you press buttons that correspond with each character on your party, and they do attacks based on that particular move you have for that button, which I think is pretty cool. Actually, I've done a whole video about the Valkyrie Profile battle system if you want to watch that. But yeah, now we're gonna get a straight-up action RPG, and some people are pretty excited, some people are really skeptical about this. I'm on the intrigued part of this spectrum when it comes to this. Like, I want to see what they're going to do with this. The fact that button pressing and stuff is really integral to the combat for Valkyrie Profile, and the fact that they're going to do that in real time, I wonder how they're going to be able to pull this off. Now, one thing that does scare me a little bit is the fact that this isn't done by Tri-Ace. This is done by another company. I'm not sure what the name is, but they've done games like No More Heroes, and they've done Samurai Jack game. So that's your reference of combat if you haven't had any before when it comes to what they've done in the past. So far, the game looks okay. It doesn't look spectacular. Like, now I'm looking at it more and more, and not having with the eyes of a shield and a Valkyrie Profile like fanatic. It definitely needs a lot more polish. It could use a little more color. That would be great. But overall, I'm excited. I'm definitely going to pick it up day one. I want to play this. Like, I hope that this game is amazing. I hope that this new company that is going to be stepping in to do this game does a great job, and they handle it with care, because it's always hard when you have a company that's coming in out of after 3 or 4 games, and they're going to come in and do a new game. Like, it's always tough. So they have a lot to live up to when it comes to Valkyrie. This game is such an incredible series, so hopefully this new game lives up to it. All right, let's go into our next game, which is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Listen, when we had the Nintendo Direct and this popped up, I was floored. I'm like, oh my god, we're getting a brand new Xenoblade game? What? How? at first like maybe it's gonna be like a spinoff, or maybe it's gonna be like, I don't know, maybe like a, I don't know. I didn't think it was gonna be a full-on game at first. I'm like, there can't be a new Xenoblade this early, especially it didn't leak either. Like a lot of times, like something's like leaks and stuff. So I'm surprised it didn't leak like months before too. But yeah, I'm super excited about this. I'm a huge fan of the Xenoblade Chronicles series. Definitely part 2 is my favorite of them so far, just like overall. And this game supposedly is going to be bridging the gap between Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as far as like timeline and story and plot. So hopefully we get some answers to a lot of questions that we had from beating both games. So yeah, I'm excited. It looks really, really good. Like I'm so happy that this game is like pretty much done, because like even though this trailer that's up here right now said a September release, that actually puts this game up to, I think, the end of July is coming out now. So, which is really unheard of. Most games usually they push the game back more, whereas this game is actually saying, hey, we're done. We can come out even earlier than September. We can come out in the end of July. So I'm super excited about this game. I cannot wait to pick it up. I'm really excited about the new battle system and where it's going. I like the new direction. I know the actual plot's going to be really good, because they just have a really good way of, you know, writing good plots. And of course, the environment's going to be really gorgeous and pretty. It's going to have amazing music. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to play this. I am shocked that we're getting this game so soon, and just like the fact they actually announced it in the same year it's actually coming out is just unheard of. Like usually we have to wait like 3, 4, 5 years down the road to get a new game after they announce it, but now they're actually doing a good job of saying, hey, we have a new game and it's coming out this year and you can pick it up too. So yay for that. That's definitely a win for Nintendo. All right, next up we're going to be talking about one of my other treasured franchises, which is the Star Ocean series. Now the last game that came out wasn't that great. Like Faithlessness and Integrity was not a great game. It was very mediocre by so many standards. It was mediocre for RPG standards. It was mediocre for Star Ocean standards. Like it was just mediocre all around. Now I think that did a really bad disservice to the series as a whole too, because now we're in a place where we have to like have a game that really does like sell well and does well in order for the actual franchise to continue on. I think this might be the make or break game for this year. I think so. I think this might be the one, like, okay, if this game flops and does bad, that's probably the end of this franchise. So hopefully this game does well. I think they made sure they put all the efforts into this. Like they have the entire, like, I'm gonna assume they put a big chunk of the Enix side of, you know, Square Enix to make this game, because they actually didn't want to have them split between this and Valkyrie Profile. So that probably was a good move on their end, like just knowing that, you know, Triumph is not a huge company and not a huge developer, so I don't think they would have the manpower to be able to make this game and Valkyrie Profile at the same time. So it probably was a good idea to just split, to put this game on one team and then have somebody else do something else from another completely different developer. So I'm really excited. It looks pretty good so far. Like it looks like it's almost done, honestly. It does need definitely some polish. I hope that the PS4 version doesn't like chug and like have really horrible frame rate issues, because I feel like a lot of times with these cross-gen games, like they make it for PS5, they have to like scale back so much for the PS4 version, and then the PS4 version is like super inferior to the PS5 version. Like some games have been able to successfully do both, but not all the time. I'm a little skeptical. Thankfully I have a PS5, so I'll be able to play it optimized and everything, so that's good for me. But other people who only have a PS4 or a PS4 Pro, I'm gonna pray that both of them work great for everybody, so we all can enjoy this game together. So yeah, definitely excited about this. Skeptical a little bit, but optimistic as well. Can't wait to play it. Definitely one of my top games I'm definitely looking forward to for this year. All right, let's go into our next game, and that is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Now, I'm not really well versed in a lot of gacha games, so I wasn't really aware of how big of an IP that Grand Blue Fantasy was until one of my friends told me. Also, when they had announced the fighting game, I was like, oh, this is a really big company. This is a really big like deal. Like this is a worldwide phenomenon. So all right. So that made me really excited about them becoming with a game. Another thing that made me excited about this game was originally who started doing development for it was Platinum Games. So I was like, oh, okay, Platinum Games doing a traditional JRPG. That's going to be awesome. And having Grand Blue Fantasy be the actual like backdrop for them to make a great RPG, I was like, oh, this is going to be a match made in heaven. It's going to be amazing. And the gameplay definitely lived up to it. It's really good and well polished. It looks amazing. even though games took like so many years to come out, I'm happy they took their time to create this game because I want something that's really memorable and amazing and cool. And it looks like they're gonna get that out of this game. Like, I think this is gonna be a huge hit once it comes out. Like, just from the visuals and the gameplay and the aesthetic, and it's so amazing. It looks really good. I'm really excited for this game. I'm finally happy we're getting a release date. It's coming out this year finally. I feel like this game has been in development for like 4 or 5 years, it feels like. So to actually have it come out this year is going to be amazing. Like, we're going to have so many great JRPGs to play. I'm excited. Cannot wait. All right, so what do you guys think about my list? Are you excited about all these games? Are you having any games that you think are going to come out that's going to be amazing for this year? That's JRPG. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all those cool things. Let us know what you think about JRPGs in general. And yeah, thanks for tuning into this episode of JRPG Academy. We'll be back soon with new episodes. And yeah, see you next time.
You win.
Don't forget to subscribe!